Hey everyone, so my name is Leon, and today we're gonna have another Dreamcasting video, which will be this time we're gonna be Dreamcasting a Big Brother One Up season. So, and as for the One Ups, we have an almost equal amount of men and women in the One Up list, which is good. Unlike in the Big Brother winners, I would say there's a lot more male than female winners, but in the One Up season, is more equal and there's a lot of players to choose from. It was kind of hard to cut for the men and women, to be honest. So let's go through the list and I'll tell you which players I decided to put for my Dreamcast season. So with that being said, let's just jump right into the video. So let's go over the men. I decided to put on there from season 5. I decided to put Cowboy from Big Brother 5 on the list. He's somebody who's still involved in the game of Big Brother, somebody who is a lot different than he looks right now. He has a big beard. He actually was on good friends with Russell Hands on one of Russell Hands videos. Anyways, Cowboy is a interesting type character. He's somebody that you won't see in his cast. He's more of like a Donnie type figure now than what he was in Big Brother 5. Still the same person, but a lot older. So I put Cowboy on list. Next person I decided to put on list is Memphis from Big Brother 10 and Big Brother 22, Big Brother All Stars 2. The reason why I put him on the list is because, seeing how he played Big Brother 22 and, seeing how he played Big Brother 10, I think he'll be an interesting character to have back. He proved that he still had the ability to play the game well, and why not have him back? He's here on this list. Next person I decided to put on here, and it was between him and Ryan from Big Brother 9, but I decided to put this person on the list over Ryan from Big Brother 9, and that person is Lane. At first, I was going to cut him out because, I don't know if he's still involved with people from Big Brother, but I decided because there's another player on this list that he's in direct connection to, and I wanted to have that person that I'm going to talk about later to have as many people, allies, or connections as possible so that way they won't be able to, so to set this person up well for their game as well. So I put Lane back on his list, and when I get to the end of the men list, you'll see who I'm referring to. Next person I decided upon here, he's technically is a winner, but he's also a winner, and you guys know what I'm talking about. Dan Gaslin. I almost took off Dan and another winner on this list off, but I decided to keep them on there because you know I'm interested to see how Dan plays in a one up season. This is a Dreamcast scenario. This is not like a realistically what production would do or what Dan would do, but I think this is my choice. So I decided to put Dan here on the one up season since he was one up to Ian. See how he play it. I honestly think either he'll go out first or second, or he'll go very far and come close to another win. So that's my opinion. Dan Gaisley is on this list. Next person I decided upon here, which ironically, he's the next male one up, and he was also a winner. Corey Philly for Big Brother 16 and Big Brother 22, Big Brother All Stars 2. He won that season, and he's another one up, just like Dan. That's a winner, and I almost took him and Dan off the list because I don't think it would be fair to other winner ups. But I'm like, what the hell? This is my Dreamcast list, so I put Cody on here to see how he would play in the one up season. I don't think he'll win this time, but I think still he'll get to jury. So why not put him on here? Next person I put on as a run up here is Paul from Big Brother 18, Big Brother 19. He's somebody that's very good at the game naturally, and he's somebody that is very smart, it's very analytical, it's a good manipulator, and somebody saying why not put on the list, see how he plays again on the third on return. I don't think he'll have control of the house gets as he did in Big Brother 19, but I think he'll be a good strategic game player. He'll probably at least get the jury, so why not? The next person I'm gonna put on the list is a Dreamcast scenario, but if it's up to this guy, he wouldn't play again. But this is my Dreamcast list, so I put Tyler Crispin, natural fit for any All Star Dreamcast season. Run up season, I don't know how well he'll do because I think from the men category, it's a lot of major threats out there, and I think Tyler won't have. Actually, no, I'm lying. Tyler has a connection here, a few connections. He has Cody and the next person I might talk about. But I think Tyler, I want to see how Tyler plays in the one-up season. Yes, that's what I put on here. The next person I decided to put on here is the reason why I put like Lane and Tyler and Cody, and guess who's the common denominator, and that's Enzo from Big Brother 12 and Big Brother All Stars 2, aka Big Brother 22. I think if I put Enzo on the list with his relationship with Lane, relationship with Tyler, relationship with Cody, I think Enzo can get to the end again, and Enzo's well set up here. If this was like a real case scenario for a cast, so I decided to put Enzo on here for that reason, and also he's an interesting character, interesting personality, somebody who I enjoy watching in both of the seasons, Big Brother 12 and Big Brother 22. So I decided why not put him on the list. And now moving on to the women, it was kind of harder to choose between the women, to be honest, but I have my 8 here. So from Big Brother 3, I chose Diane Reyes. Could lock for me somebody who's very strategic. She also was on Big Brother 7, aka Big Brother All Stars 1. Very strategic, knows how to make an optimal move. Why not, Next person I decided to put on here, from Big Brother 4, Allison, the winner from Big Brother 4. Plays a game a little bit differently from probably majority of the cast, but somebody who's an interesting character, somebody who will be interested to see on a return, but I don't know how well she would do. Maybe she wouldn't do as well as it'll be like a Big Brother All Stars run for her. Maybe she'll be the first boot or second boot, but we're interested to see her return. Anyways, moving on to Yvette from Big Brother 6, another person decided to put on the cast. Somebody who's not likable initially, but somebody who's pretty strategic, has a decent game mind for the game. So I put her on here, and she's somebody who may agitate some of the house guests on the cast. So I put her on here. Next person, Erica from Big Brother All Stars 1, aka Big Brother 7 and Big Brother 4. Somebody who has a direct connection to Allison. Somebody who will be interested to see on the return, see how she will play this time. She's also a huge fan of RJP, if I'm correct. But anyways, decided to put on the list, see how she will play on the return. Next person I decided to put on here has connections with some of the men on early in the list. Is Daniel Donato, aka Daniel Briones now. Has connected with Cody, Tyler, Enzo, and is a natural fit for this type of cast with the connection that she has. So easy pick. Next person I decided to put on here, kind of out of left field, but decided how she would do on the return. Porsche. I think she's a lot older now from what she was back then, Big Brother 13, but somebody who's interested to see play again, how her life experience will affect the way that she plays. So put her on here. And there's two more people I decided to put on here from Big Brother 17, Liz. Liz Nolan, somebody who didn't play an interesting game in Big Brother 17, but maybe on the return can show, more life experience or something like that. Somebody who, let's see, was she also was on the challenge. Maybe she has some game savvy from the challenge and can use it here. But somebody who's actually pretty decent player, not a terrible one, but because she played with Austin and a twin, she had a lot of advantages in the game. So she wasn't somebody that was going to be handed the win, unfortunately, in her season. So put on the list. Last person I put on the list is Holly. Holly from Big Brother 21. Now she's no longer with Jackson, so I'm interested to see how she will play. I think she can get close to end, and because of a lot of the major threats that are around her, maybe she can slip by the end and can win the game possibly. Because in the first half of her season, Holly's actually a pretty savvy, smart, calm, collected player, and because she connected with Jackson, that kind of took away credit from her. Even though Jackson played a great game too, Holly's game was pretty solid in Big Brother 21. But yeah, that's about it. Those are my list for the run-up seasons Dreamcasting. So let's go to honorable mentions of people I didn't put on here. Start with the ladies. Decided to not put Nicole from Big Brother 2. Honestly, because I don't remember how she would play Big Brother 2, and I don't want to, you know, see how she play with her. I'm not really interested in it. Now, Big Brother 11, I think she'll be annoying, so I'm good. G Marie, nah, I'm fine. From the men, decided not to put on Ryan because he's kind of similar to Memphis and Lane. And then Derek F, we just see him, so I don't think I need to see him again. But yeah, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching, and adios.